Morning. Today let's discuss about classification of companies. Companies are classified into many types based on different bases. So the major basis for classification of companies are on the basis of incorporation, on the basis of number of members, on the basis of liability, like that. So, which are the different types of companies based on different bases? That's what we are discussing in this video. And in this video, we have discussed mainly two bases of classification of companies. First one is on the basis of incorporation. So, we are going to classify companies into different types on the basis of incorporation. What does incorporation means? Incorporation means the starting up or establishment of a business. So, incorporation basis means how a company is formed. What is the basis, or according to which law or which act or which statute is the company formed? That is what is incorporation. Incorporation means the starting up of a company. So, which are the different types of companies on the basis of incorporation? Let's see. First one is chartered companies. First classification of companies based on incorporation. First one, chartered companies. What is chartered companies? Company formed by the crown. Crown means king and queen. Okay, that is crown. So company formed by the instructions or the under the king or queen or the rule. That is that type of companies is called chartered companies. Crown has always had the power to grant charter of incorporation, and it was by this means that chartered companies were formed. Okay, so we know in olden days there were king and queen and such rules, and they have ruled the country, or they have ruled different provinces or areas, and the rule of that province was completely dependent on them. So they design, or they give they make form the companies. So that is what crown has always had the power to grant charter of incorporation. Sorry. And it was by this means the chartered companies were formed. So chartered companies means those companies which was incorporated by the crown. Okay. It is regulated by the charter incorporating it, and the Companies Act does not apply to it. So until the crown there will be a charter or a separate act. Separate act means a separate law made by the king or made by the crown, and these chartered companies will be carrying on their work based on this charter. So they are completely dependent on the charter and not on any other acts. So such type of companies are called chartered companies. Actually, such type of companies are very rare now. It's not in existence now. Some of the examples of chartered companies are the English East India Company, Chartered Bank, etc. These all were the initial. While we study the history of a country, we'll see through such type of companies: East India Company, Chartered Bank, etc. These were all formed by the crown, which existed at that time. Okay, so such type of companies are called chartered companies. Now it is very rare. Okay. Second type of companies based on the incorporation is statutory companies. Okay. These are constituted by a special act of parliament or state legislature. Okay, statutory companies. We know statute means a special act of parliament or a legislature. Statute always means a law or a particular act. So statutory companies are constituted by a special act of parliament or state legislature. This form of incorporation is used extensively to promote public utility enterprises such as railway, RBI, LIC, etc. Okay, so statutory companies are those companies which are formed under any law of the parliament or any act, and the main aim of like this statutory companies are to promote public utility enterprises. It means to promote or to entertain those enterprises which provide public utility like railways, RBI, LIC, etc. These are all common or public utility enterprises and not privately owned. So such type of enterprises are governed by the special act of parliament or state legislature, and such companies are known as statutory companies. These companies are formed in the case of national importance. They do not have any articles of association or memorandum of association, and they derive their powers from the acts constituting them. So a separate act will be formed for such type of companies, so they don't require a particular or a separate memorandum or articles. So, what about the rules and guidelines or bylaws governing them will be written or will be mentioned in the statute itself. So, no need of further articles of association or memorandum of association. The provisions of the Companies Act 2013 apply to them if they are not inconsistent with the provisions of the special act under which they are formed. So, only the Companies Act 2013 provisions will apply to them if they are inconsistent. That means in some cases, sometimes we cannot compare or there may not be any provision in the statute. In such cases or in any cases where it is not in compliance with the statute or with the act, they can refer to, or the Companies Act can be applicable to them. So such type of company is known as statutory companies. Next is registered companies. These are companies formed under the Companies Act 2013 or some earlier Companies Act. Okay. So registered companies means those companies which are formed under the Companies Act 2013. Those companies which are established as per the guidelines or as per the provisions of the Companies Act 2013 or some earlier Companies Act. That means like Companies Act 1956, like that. Okay. So any of the companies which are formed under either Companies Act 2013 or any other earlier Companies Act are known as registered companies. Such companies come into existence only when they are registered under the Act and a certificate of incorporation has been issued by the registrar. So, how can we say a company is a registered company means, or it come into existence only when they are registered under the Act. They have to be registered under the Act. Under the Act means either under the Companies Act 2013 or under Companies Act 1956, etc. Okay. And a certificate of incorporation has been issued by the certificate of incorporation has been issued by the registrar. Usually a company is governed under the registrar of companies, and they have to be registered, and they have under this act, and they have to get a certificate of incorporation from the registrar of companies. So public registration is an essential feature of these type of companies. So registered companies are those companies where public registration is a must. These companies derive their powers from the Companies Act and from the Memorandum of Association, and its internal rules and regulations are described in its Articles of Association. So there will be a Memorandum of Association and Articles of Association for these type of companies. So they get their powers from Memorandum of Association, and internal rules and regulations are described in their Articles of Association. So registered companies are those companies which are formed under the Companies Act 2013 or any other act, and their main thing is that they are registered and they have to receive a certificate of incorporation by the registrar. Then public registration is an important feature of this type of companies, and these type of companies will be having memorandum of association as well as articles of association. So these are the three types of companies on the basis of incorporation. On the basis of incorporation, companies are classified into first one chartered companies, statutory companies, and third one registered companies. Okay. Next is classification of companies on the basis of liability. Okay, which are the different types of companies based on liability? First one is companies limited by shares. A company that has the liability of its members limited by the memorandum to the amount, if any, unpaid on the shares respectively held by them is termed as company limited by shares. So, company limited by shares means in those companies the liability of each of the member will be limited by the memorandum, will be limited on the unpaid value of shares held by them. That means each shareholder will be holding a certain number of shares, and their paid up value will be there. And the amount of unpaid portion of each member's share, only to that extent a person will be liable. For example, a shareholder who has paid 75 on a share of face value of 100 can be called upon to pay the balance of rupees 25 only. Companies limited by shares are by far the most common and may be either public or private. Okay, so companies limited by shares are those companies where the liability of a member will be limited to the unpaid value of shares held by them. The best example is that a member who is holding a share of face value of 100, he has paid rupees 75, but 25 is yet to pay. So he will be liable only to that rupees 25. He will not be liable to any other portion. Okay, so these are the companies limited by shares. These are the most common, and in mostly these type of companies are formed. Okay. Second is companies limited by guarantee. Okay, a company that has the liability of its a company that has the liability of its members limited to such amount as the members may respectively undertake by the memorandum to contribute to the assets of the company in the event of its being wound up is known as company limited by guarantee. So companies limited by guarantee means in such cases the members will be telling a prescribed amount that they will undertake, or they'll contribute to the assets. That means to up to such amount they are liable up to the guaranteed amount, which is the guaranteed amount by each member as prescribed by the memorandum. They will be liable. So companies limited by guarantee means those companies where liability of its members will be limited to the respective amount which they guarantees. The members of a guarantee company are in effect placed in the position of guarantors of the company's debts up to the agreed amount. So they are liable, or for the company's debt at the event of winding up, they will be liable to the amount agreed upon or the amount guaranteed by them. Such amount is only required when the company is wound up. Okay. Only we have to those members have to pay the guaranteed amount only at the time of wound up to pay off the debtors. Okay. Next is unlimited company. Unlimited company means in this type of company the members are liable for the company's debts in proportion to their respective interest in the company, and their liability is unlimited. Here the members are liable for the company's debt in respect to their interest in the company. That means how or what proportion of the shares are held by the members, or what portion or what is their share in the major share capital. In that proportion they have to pay for any liability of the company, so that the liability of the members will be unlimited. Such companies may or may not have share capital. They may be either a public company or a private company. These type of companies are very rare due to its unlimited liability. So usually these type of companies are not in existence now because of its unlimited liability. That means a person, a member have to pay unlimited, limitlessly they have to repay to the debts of the company. So these are the different types of companies based on liability. So once again, we have discussed different types of companies. First one on the basis of incorporation. On the basis of incorporation, we have classified companies into, first one is chartered companies, which means company formed by the crown or the charter regulates this type of company. This type of companies are not in existence as of now. Second is statutory companies. Statutory companies are those companies which are constituted by special act of parliament. Special act of parliament like railways, RBI, LIC for public utility services. Such type of companies usually form under this category. They have a separate act to govern them. Next is registered companies. Registered companies are those companies which are registered under Companies Act or any other earlier Companies Acts, and they have to get a certificate of incorporation. That means public registration is a very essential part of these type of registered companies. Then we have classified companies on the basis of their liability. On the basis of liability, companies are classified into three. One is companies limited by shares. In those companies, the members' liability will be limited to the unpaid amount of the shares held by them. Second is companies limited by guarantee. Companies limited by guarantee, the members' liability will be restricted to the amount agreed upon by each member as mentioned in the memorandum. And last one is unlimited companies. Here the members' liability is unlimited. They have no limitations. They have to pay in proportion to their interest in the company. Okay, these are the different types of companies on the two bases. Thank you.